right. Welcome, everybody. Yearly tradition heading into our fourth season of Nebraska football together, Josh. It's time for the Chunkies, an award show that doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Wow. Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And settle in. We're in for a fun-filled evening tonight.
Whole year's been building up to this.
Let's first. I received some messages, some correspondence from people. When are the Chunkies? When are the Chunkies?
Oh yeah,
right?
every offseason.
It's now. Sorry if this is a surprise to you, but it's happening right now. Before we get into the awards tonight, we would first of all like to pause and remember some chunks that have left us. Josh is like, what's he going to say here? I'm personally excited that Ohio State isn't on the schedule this year. Very nice.
Nice, respectful applause.
Very, very cool. Also,
please hold your applause to the end.
Goodbye to Friday night home games that aren't on Black Friday. Thank you. But in its place, we do have a neutral site game in Kansas City, which is great, and we get reintroduced to our old friends from the Platte City QT. So we always like to remember the things that have gone before us and the people and the things that whose shoulders we stand upon to be able to continue to do this absolutely fantastic award show. So thank you to all of those who have gone by in the last year. Let's introduce you to the three and only three nominees, the potential recipients of awards. We introduce you first to Chunk 1. Thank you. Chunk 1, may I remind you, is the Cincinnati game, which is in Kansas City, a home date with Akron, a home game against Houston Christian, and a home game against Michigan. All those home games, except for that one in Kansas City, which is definitely not a home game for sure. People are definitely thinking that that'll be a road game. Chunk 2, you look beautiful. You look fantastic. Thank you. A home game with Michigan State. A cross-country road trip to Maryland. A game at Minnesota on a Friday night, coming back from the cross-country road trip to Maryland.
Exhausting.
And a home game with Northwestern. And finally, the distinguished Chunk 3. Another cross-country road trip, this time out west. USC on the road, at home against... No, flip those.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. At home against USC, then a cross-country road trip to UCLA. Maybe the sun will set behind the San Gabriel Mountains.
Better.
And a road trip to Penn State and a home game on Black Friday against the Iowa Hawkeyes. Josh, first, as you might be my Andy Richter tonight.
Oh, good one, Connor.
How do you think our stars look?
Oh, everyone looks fabulous. A lot of chances. That's kind of the theme of the red carpet today. A lot of chances taken. Yeah, there's some stuff that just looks completely ridiculous. Lady Gaga is here. She's like, what are you guys wearing? She's wearing a bear.
She's looking at our potential recipients, and they're like, whoa, you really took it to the next level.
Y'all look ridiculous.
All right, let's get into the awards. We have, gosh, I'm not even going to count how many awards we have to give away this evening. But there are several of them. Let's start with Josh. I'm actually going to need your help on this one. I can't read what's inside the envelope. There are 3 nominees, of course, as there is for every award.
Sure,
for
of course.
Coldest chunk.
Ooh.
Coldest chunk. Which chunk would you be most likely to have to wear something more than a sweatshirt? Now, we know the answer, but if we're doing averages, it might be a little bit tricky. obviously throw chunk 1 out the window here.
Sure.
That will win another award in this category. But a trip to Minnesota, a trip to Maryland, a trip to UCLA, but balanced out by a trip to Penn State there in chunk 3.
That's a push. You got to just completely throw both of those out.
So we have to give it to chunk 1, which will be the hottest chunk for sure.
No, chunk 3, the UCLA and the Penn State, they negate each other.
But if we're talking, let's just say it's both those, the Maryland and the Minnesota trip are both in October, right? Let's just say they're both in the 50s just to play around with it. Let's say the UCLA game is in the mid to upper 70s, but the Penn State game is like 14. I think the average temperature actually dips low enough for chunk 3 to win here. The coldest chunk.
Really?
I mean, but 14's really cold, obviously.
Yeah.
But the 30s. But I think you're right. So after some deliberation, we will give this award to chunk number 2. Amazingly, the coldest chunk this year. Even though there will be a lot of people complaining in late November about that trip to Penn State. It's going to come up in another award later on in the evening.
Oh, okay.
So while we're on coldest chunk, let's just go to hottest chunk and get it out of the way.
Sure.
The hottest chunk of the year is quite easily chunk number 1. I've never had any doubts about anything else.
It's a hot chunk.
This is the hottest chunk it could possibly be. What did Ichiro say about Kansas City in August? Hotter than 2 rats bleeping in a wool sock. That's what he said. He doesn't even know English, and he knew that about Kansas City. And then
I don't know. I heard that somewhere.
And then 3 home games in Lincoln.
Tom Brenneman told it to me one time.
In September. This is maybe one of the hottest chunks we've ever seen.
Wow.
It is hot. It's going to be a hot chunk. It really is.
Funny phrase.
It's going to be a hot chunk. All right. Let's go to some more superlatives. The grassiest chunk.
Okay.
The
grassiest chunk.
Now, grass is a topic these days.
It is. You see it more and more. You smell it even more than that.
Amongst our 3 nominees, there is 1 grass game in chunk 1. There is 0 grass games in chunk 2.
Oh, wow.
And there are 2 grass games in chunk 3, thus giving the award to chunk number 3, the grassiest chunk.
Congrats.
Congratulations. Kind of out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
Penn State plays on grass and UCLA plays on grass, as they should. Now, this will be a hotly contested award in a couple years when they definitely change the stadium.
Oh, yeah.
What happens to grass now that they are not going to do the stadium project? Are they still going to do grass? Because the whole thing about doing the grass was they didn't want to do it until the stadium project was done because they didn't want to ruin it.
Sounds like there's a lot of things waiting on the stadium project.
Interesting.
Might need to just do them.
Will we have grass anytime soon? Sticking with the weather and the seasons, let's go to our next award today, Josh. Bill Ramby's Weather Scroll Chunk.
Whoa, we got sponsored awards?
That's right. We do have a couple sponsored awards this year.
Oh, good job, sales.
Bill Ramby's Weather Scroll Chunk. Now, I'm aware, and the committee is aware, that Nebraska does not have an ABC game scheduled. They do have a game on ESPN, by the way. So Bill Ramby will not show up on your TV during a Nebraska football game to interrupt weather. But let's just say, for the purpose of the exercise, all of the games were on ABC. Which is the most likely to have the most frequency of Bill Ramby is the question here. And that is very obviously chunk number 1.
Sure, Akron.
Now, we could theoretically, there could be a bonus chunk here where there's a playoff game, or something like that. And then, and then all of a sudden we're talking about school closings. Now, not usually live break-ins for winter weather events, but the scrolls on the TVs just keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and that will bother some people.
Could you imagine if Bill Ramby came on your television and canceled school on a Friday night or Saturday?
That would be weird.
That would be weird.
You're right,
It would
Josh.
be unprecedented.
That would be weird. Now, do they still do, like, if we got a snowstorm on New Year's Eve, even though nobody has school the next day, do they still put school closings on there?
Business closings.
Business closings. Yeah. Okay. So Bill Ramby's Weather Scroll chunk is awarded to chunk number 1. Josh,
Connor.
I will need your deliberation on this one as well.
Oh, wow. Happy to help. It's an honor.
The chunk most likely to feature a big red overreaction hosted by a non-regular 1620 The Zone host.
My sheet is in the
I
my
need
office.
your sheet for this, or I need you to go off of your memory.
My memory, if memory serves me correctly, there is a chunk in which the seasons are merging.
Yeah.
The volleyball, basketball, football triumvirate.
It has to be chunk 2.
Is running strong. That's right, Connor. It's chunk 2.
It has to be chunk 2.
Now, which non-1620 The Zone host will it be? I genuinely have no idea.
Which games will the 1620 The Zone host be hosting?
I only have a vague idea.
Season's a couple weeks away, Josh.
It sure is, Connor.
Fascinating. So maybe you could make a case for all 3 of them. You know?
Flux.
What do you think about that?
Word.
What do you? Okay. All right. Yeah. Hey, congratulations to chunk number 2. Mm-hmm. The chunk most likely to feature a big red overreaction hosted by a non-regular 1620 The Zone host. Very, very exciting. Let's go to, this is sort of an important chunk. This is a big award. The heartburn chunk. The chunk most likely to cause heartburn, brought to you by Prilosec OTC.
Wow. Big get. Good get sales.
Is it chunk 1 where is there heartburn in there?
Right
Michigan might give you some heartburn. Yeah. Cincinnati might give you some heartburn. Is it chunk number 3, which, I mean, could be heartburn in a bad, like, indigestion, upset stomach, and then whatever comes after that.
You know the song.
But that's a different sponsor. But I am awarding the awards today, so I am the sole proprietor of this, and I have chosen chunk number 2 as the chunk most likely to cause heartburn, brought to you by Prilosec OTC. I think Nebraska will be in some very, very close games in chunk number 2, which features games against Michigan State, Maryland, Minnesota, and Northwestern. And when the heartburn really hits you the most, it's in games that aren't supposed to be close, and then they are. They kind of just putz around for a little while. What's going on here? Oh my God, are they going to lose this game? I have heartburn.
Need this to get to fill in the blank on your preseason victory total.
Brought to you by Prilosec OTC.
Thank you, Prilosec.
Chunk number 2, another award for them tonight. They are kind of racking them up at this point. Very interesting. Let's go to the chunk of boredom.
Chunk of boredom.
The chunk of boredom. The chunk in which you are most likely to say, can we please just get to the next chunk?
Oh.
Can we please just move on?
Okay.
Now, not necessarily with the season, because that's a different connotation. But we got some sleepers in here. And obviously,
it better not be 3.
There is only one possibility. I suppose it could be 3 in a bad way.
Yeah.
Chunk number 1 is our winner of the chunk of boredom. A lot of excitement for that first game. And then you got an extra long week to watch college football on Saturday and Sunday and Monday. And then there's more games the next week. And Nebraska will be hosting Akron. It's always exciting when Nebraska has their home opener. But do we learn anything from a football perspective? Not really. Do we learn anything from a football perspective against Houston Christian? Definitely not.
God, I hope not.
And so from the moment the game in Kansas City ends in the wee hours of August 28th, you will be looking ahead to 3 weeks from then.
Wow.
3 weeks plus a couple days from then when Nebraska hosts Michigan. That's a long month, Josh. That's more time than we have now until the first game.
There's a lot of shows in between those two games.
Maybe we want to go catch one.
No, I mean like our show.
Oh yeah, no, that's not going to be fun. We're going to be bored. We're going to be bored that entire time. That's for sure. Okay, I need another ruling from you, or at least some help here.
Okay.
The TikTok food video chunk.
Oh, okay. Fill me in.
The TikTok food video chunk. The chunk in which you are most likely to see a variety of TikTok creators make food videos from various locations of Husker games. I could make a case for all three. There will be somebody on TikTok who follows the Huskers and will be going down to Kansas City to eat barbecue. And they will do TikToks with their tiny microphones and their dirty barbecue fingers. And maybe you could make some TikToks about Lincoln food. I'm sure the Lincoln food seed is excellent. Many are saying this. But Maryland's got crab cakes. Minnesota's got a nice little food situation going on up there in Chunk too. How about a trip to LA? What's going on in the LA food scene? I don't know. How about Michelin star rated restaurants?
Okay. Hadn't thought of it from that perspective.
And a trip to Penn State, which I don't know what they serve up there.
They
frogs?
Have food. They have food here.
Do they have frogs? What are they eating at Penn State? I have no idea. But which of the chunks to you is the TikTok food video chunk? This one's all yours, Josh.
I'm going to go with chunk number one.
Chunk number one.
Because the Nebraska media powerhouse, all of us are going to Kansas City.
Mm-hmm. And there will be so many videos.
There is
about
a
barbecue.
buzz. There is an excitement.
So
first home game.
I wanted to talk about this for a couple minutes.
Yeah.
Because we like to predict the things that the media is going to do because it's pretty predictable.
It is.
It's a lot of fun for me. So it'll be interesting. Like, I think we could have a segment where we could predict which media member goes where.
Okay.
Like, Sean and the Husker Online boys are definitely like not going to get barbecue. They're going to a steakhouse.
Mm-hmm. They always do.
In Kansas City, which is going to be hilarious. But then meanwhile, all the other folks will be strewn about the city, going to their favorite or barbecue places that have been suggested to them. A lot of people will end up at Q39. No doubt about it.
It's great.
Q39 is the best barbecue I've ever had. I can pretty much guarantee you, Josh, that you and I will be dining on Q39.
Let's go.
I'm not going to take any pictures of it.
Would never.
I have plenty. But there will be some people who are like, I want it. I want the real deal. So they'll go down to 17th and Vine and they'll go to Arthur Bryant's and they'll go up the street and they'll go to Gates and they'll say, how may I help you?
I've been there. I've done it.
And there will be people documenting those experiences as well.
Mm-hmm.
Then there will be some media members who say, nobody's ever heard of this place, but I know about it.
And I'm ready to tell you all.
It's better than everyone else. Mm-hmm. Yep. So I think you're right in which chunk you gave this award to.
Thank you. That means a lot.
There will be many TikTok food videos from Nebraska media members and others who eat barbecue on the Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday of that week.
I just don't know how many media members are going to Maryland or Los Angeles. It's pretty far away, pretty expensive.
It is, as we know, it's difficult to get to. Which brings us to the chunk of contempt.
Ooh.
The chunk of contempt, which is a runaway this year. Chunk number 3 is the chunk of contempt. And I'll tell you why. Penn State should be kicked out of the league for how difficult it is to get to their stadium. It is purposefully difficult.
James Franklin was right. They need another airport.
You have to fly into an airport that is at least 2 hours away. Also, how do you get to Harrisburg, Pennsylvania? What airline is servicing Harrisburg, Pennsylvania?
Nobody
I don't
knows.
have any idea. Or you could go to Pittsburgh, which is a couple hours away. Oh, and by the way, this game is in late November, which introduces a variety of different options in terms of weather scenarios. Mm-hmm. Be careful.
Leave early.
Travel at your own risk, or don't travel at all. Also, I will add to Penn State, Their stadium is under significant construction. They have added portable bleachers on top of their portable press box. This thing is going to crumble into pieces. It is going to fall over. It does sound unsafe.
Is it Pennsylvania steel?
It didn't look like it.
Oh, no.
It looks bad. You know how they always used to say that the Wisconsin, if you're in the Wisconsin press box during jump around, it literally sways and shakes.
UCF's bounce house actually bounces. That's why
I don't know what's going to happen at Penn State, but it could be really bad. This is the chunk of contempt because I just want to keep everybody safe. I just want to keep everybody safe. And I'm worried that people are going to get hurt on this trip. Also, Los Angeles, libs.
Whoa.
Well, you have to watch out for the libs.
Could you imagine a city?
Have you heard of their governor?
I have.
You might run into him. You want to talk about contempt?
Not at a sporting event, Connor.
Just at LAX.
Oh, okay.
When you're going in. All right. Let's go to the punts and bunts chunk.
Punts and bunts. I don't know what it means, but I like the sound of it.
The chunk most likely to feature the combined most punts and bunts.
Oh, okay. I think I know the winner here.
Yes, it is chunk 2.
That's right.
It is chunk 2. First of all, there's some defense in this chunk, which will bring us to our next award here momentarily. There's some defense here, but also the baseball playoffs will be going on in the majority of this chunk. Punts and bunts, although nobody bunts in Major League Baseball anymore.
Could you imagine?
Maybe the Brewers will do it. Maybe they could change baseball entirely.
They would. I mean, they'd be the most likely. Many people paying attention to the Brewers.
Let's go to the next one that I teased. This is called the 1310 chunk.
1310.
What's that mean? What's 1310?
I don't know. Is it like half of 1620?
Interesting. Not exactly right on that math, but I get where you were going.
Okay.
Since 2019, Nebraska has played a 13-10 game with 3 out of the 4 opponents in chunk number 2, which is the winner of this award. That's right. If they were to play a game that ended by the score of 13-10 against Michigan State this year, they will have completed the 13-10 roundabout.
Well, I know what I'm betting on on FanDuel that week.
And remember, Nebraska played a 9-6 game with Michigan State in 2018. They played a 13-10 game with Maryland a couple of years ago when they visited Minnesota to start off the Matt Rule era, and Northwestern in 2019. 13-10 chunk.
Okay.
The chunk most likely to have a game that ends by the final score of 13-10. Just based off history, Josh. That's what I have.
That's a good bet. I'm going to try and remember that.
What else haven't I got to? But it was against Roast Beef State chunk.
Okay. I think I got an idea.
This one's pretty easy. This one's a runaway. Chunk number 1. Once again, it goes congruent with the chunk of boredom. You will be wondering where all the football went for much of the month of September. Where is the football? Where's the competitive football game?
What else is on? Yes, I guess I can go to that wedding. Maybe we should go to the pumpkin patch.
More so, Nebraska will likely beat Akron and Houston Christian by a combined 77-14 final score.
They better.
And you will say, and somebody at the end of that will say, Nebraska is 3-0, and they're basically ranked, and they look great. They have the best point differential in the entire country. And some smart person will say, yeah, but it was against Roast Beef State. And their brother, Roast Beef Tech.
And they'll say it just like
that.
And
Cincinnati sucked.
Cincinnati was a home game for us.
Exactly. So they're going to lose to Michigan by 12, at least. Maybe 20. Who knows? That's what they'll say. And another award for I feel like we let chunk number 1 to the side here a little bit. This is we created an award just for chunk number 1 because I think it was a little light. The Edward Olivares Memorial I-29 chunk brought to you by the Platte City QT.
Wow, thank you.
Of course goes to chunk number 1. They should put signs on I-29 that said Edward Olivares was here a lot. Traveling from Omaha to Kansas City in between the years 2021 and 2023. But it's not there. It should be. But it's in our hearts.
Ask your politicians.
Ask your politicians. Now to the biggest awards of the night.
Oh.
The most likely 4-0 chunk is also pretty self-explanatory. The schedule really worked out this year. The most likely 4-0 chunk is chunk number 1. I don't think there's an argument to be had there. Cincinnati, Akron, Houston, Christian, and Michigan. That would take beating Michigan.
Right. Yeah.
But you're pretty confident about 3. You're very confident about 2. The most likely 0-4 chunk.
No.
Also
Connor.
kind of self-explanatory. Although I would hear a case for chunk 2, I will give the award to chunk number 3. USC, UCLA, Penn State, and Iowa. Once again, not very difficult to figure out in that case. And the biggest award of the night, the most important chunk, the MVC.
Whole season's going to swing on this chunk.
You can make a case for all 3, in my opinion. Although I would definitely not make a case for chunk 1, which is the first 4 games of the year.
Most important chunk is the next chunk.
The most important chunk is game 1. That's not a chunk. You don't get it. The most important chunk is chunk number 2. Not chunk number 3. It's an upset. Chunk number 2, Michigan State, Maryland, Minnesota, and Northwestern. There's a reasonable path to Nebraska being 8-0 at the end of chunk number 2.
Whoa.
And a pretty reasonable, if not doable, path to them being 7-1 at the end of chunk number 2. But that's going to take winning a lot of close games, maybe a 13-10 game inside of chunk number 2. Home game against Michigan State, a road trip to Maryland, a road trip to Minnesota, and home against Northwestern. Nebraska will likely be favored in each of those games. And your record could be literally anything. You could go 0-4. It would be a disaster, but you could go 0-4.
It's possible.
You could go 1-3. You could go 2-2. You can go 3-1. You go 4-0.
Those are the options.
Those are the options, and they're all on the table, Josh. They're all on the table. So our most distinguished chunk this year is chunk number 2. I love chunk number 2 sets you up for chunk number 3.
Yeah.
If you win chunk number 2, you got a chance in chunk number 3. If you lose chunk number 2, you are in for a death march in chunk number 3. It's very similar to the way it was last year.
The M chunk.
All right. That's all the awards I have. Anything you'd like to give out or any comments on the night?
Just really excited to get to the after parties.
I bet you are.
The governor's ball.
I bet you are.
Governor's ball's at the cattle, the cattle barn. The hell's that wedding venue?
Round the Bend?
No.
With the Testicle Festival?
Yeah, I can't remember it.
All right. We'll see everybody there. That's the Chunkies for 2025. We'll take your comments. Don't talk about the way that women look in their dresses, though.
Great take.
Back after this on 1620 The Zone.